Metro Detroit, this is HBL Radio Nation. Yes, it is. And I'm Brian P. Gallagher.
And I'm Diane Russell.
And, Di, I can't believe what happened this week. This is insane. I mean, 14 months. 14 months isn't much. No, I'm talking about something far more serious. I'm talking about Sam Asghari filing for divorce from Britney Spears. It was only a 14-month marriage. Who'd have thunk that taking the woman off a conservatorship, the one who shaved her head and then attacked people with an umbrella, like some kind of maniac penguin, who'd have thunk that it would be a bad idea to take her off that conservatorship and let her just marry whoever the hell she wanted? And and he is also going for spousal support right now. So again, saw that coming. And a few
totally
other
didn't.
things happened
totally
this week too. What else happened this week? Let's just see. Could it possibly be another indictment?
RICO, baby.
For RICO, with RICO and
the fourth indictment.
Is it the 18 co-conspirators now? 17 co-conspirators?
It's 41 felony counts, 18 others.
18 others.
Including Trump. So
17.
19.
Oh, there's 19.
Yeah, 18 others. 161 acts. It's a 98-page document, and there's 30 co-conspirators.
Yes. Yeah, this is fantastic. This is wonderful. This is, of course,
what
RICO.
A fucking
Suave.
Idiot. And he's going to... Okay. I don't know if you guys, anybody who's listening, if you guys know that Brian and I have a bet. And
we do.
I bet I bet that the documents case was going to put him in jail, but now I think
Georgia.
the Atlanta case might put him in jail, because if he does this thing on Monday. Yeah,
he says that he's going to have a really big, going to have the biggest and best press conference ever. Oh, my God. It's going to be the press conference that you've never heard of, and it really is going to be the best. And he says that he has irrefutable proof that exonerates me 1,000%.
Oh, God.
And I'm going to show it to everybody. Instead of holding on to it for the legal case in the court of law, he's going to show everyone, including the defense, on Monday. So his attorneys are,
and I think he's
Whiskey
gonna get
Tango Foxtrot, dude,
slapped in jail. I think he's going to go to jail for this.
Yeah.
All these people are like, they doxed the fucking grand jurors today. They fucking put out their names, addresses, and you said you heard a report that they put out photos.
Photos as well, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's so not cool.
I mean, that is literally like sending assassins to go take these people out. I mean, for all these nutbag like Sons of Liberty and Proud Boys and all these others, these people are just looking to kill somebody. Mm-hmm. They would love to do it, and they don't think about it at the time until they got that bloodlust out, and then they get caught, like those two guys that got caught shooting that black teenager. Mm-hmm. 3 guys actually in the pickup truck with the shotguns. That was a real old school back in Georgia. Mm-hmm. So a lot of things going on here. And I think that with what we have coming up next week is going to be fascinating, because we have not only that shit show, we have the surrender. And the surrender is going to be just utterly spectacular.
We stayed up late for the paperwork to come out.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was writing furiously, and I was trying to get this all down, but like Eastman, Meadows, Ellis, some other people we don't know, Giuliani, Trump, Powell, Hall, Cheesebro, and Clark are all part of this, and the
Cheeseboro, but I like Cheesebro.
Cheesebro.
Cheesebro, Cheeto bro.
Fucking bro.
Cheeto bro.
The RICO Act, false statements, violations of public office, forgery, influencing witnesses. They fucked with the computers.
Yeah. And continues
and they were
to do all these
called
things.
a criminal Donald Trump is the head of a criminal organization
yes.
in the fucking paperwork, which I thought was great.
Yes.
And not only that, it goes to other states like Arizona, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and District of Columbia.
Yeah.
So, whoa. And then when she said, it was like midnight when she was talking.
It's international law, technically.
Yeah. When she was like, there are arrest warrants have been issued for those indicted, and she wants the trial in 6 months, and they will have to surrender or be arrested by August 25th.
Give them 10 days. 10 days is plenty. 10 days is plenty.
And I was just like, and it says the head of a criminal organization, 8 lawyers indicted along with him. And Trump got 13 out of the 41 counts.
By the way, none of those attorneys
takes his count up to 91.
None of those attorneys got paid by Trump.
No.
And none of their legal fees that Trump said, I'll take care of it. He hasn't paid a dime for any of it except Giuliani. So Giuliani's got some dirt on him because Trump used his PAC, some PAC money to pay for Giuliani's legal defense. That's going to be a whole new thing coming up in a couple of years, I'm sure.
Yeah, what's that, Tony?
30%.
30% what?
30% of the PAC?
No, of all the people that have donated to him, to his PAC or wherever.
Oh, 30% of it? Oh,
has gone to legal fees.
Yep. Some of which was Giuliani's. The only other person that he gave any money to help with legal fees. That tells me, I think Giuliani's got the P-tape. I think he's got the Russian P-tape that we always heard was a rumor. Everybody, for decades, Harvey Weinstein exposing himself and jerking off in front of actresses and stuff, that was a rumor, and people made jokes about it, and they funny, ha, and then we found out it was true. For a decade at least, the same thing in the background has been going on, same style of momentum, I'm saying, is with the P-tape for Trump. They said that it was about 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Every accusation is a confession.
Yeah.
And so anything that Trump says is actually
a mirror that he holds up, yeah.
Yeah. And so he's like, I didn't do that. Yes, you did. We all know you had Russian hookers pee on the bed where fucking Obama slept.
Yeah.
You fucking
yeah.
Loser, trash.
No.
Racist.
We don't know that.
Shit.
We don't know that for sure. What we do know is that it happened in Russia, and it was in a Russian hotel there in the presidential suite there, which is hysterical because he supposedly told other people on that trip, "Don't say anything in your rooms. Don't say anything in your rooms. I know, it's Russia. Just don't."
Yeah.
Like he had any secrets to give. And as it turns out, when he did have secrets to give, he showed them off to fucking Kid Rock.
Yeah.
I mean, Kid Rock is, as we've said many times, is just a step up from his little brother Crack Rock. And looks about the same, acts about the same. He's got about the same mentality. And there is no way that guy should be looking at any, these are the plans to attack North Korea. Oh, yeah, by all means. Bounce that off a, hood rat from Detroit. That'll be great. Yeah. Now that's actually some good stuff there.
We gotta say hi to Kat, and we gotta say hi to John Duff.
Hi,
What's
Kat.
going
Hi,
John
Duff. Hope everyone's having
and
a great
Paul
day today.
Yeah, what a fucking clown show. So, so there's so much going on. It's hard to keep track of all this shit. But On the 24th, we've got Judge Cannon is holding a hearing in the classified document case in Florida. Then you've got Fani Willis gave Trump and 18 others indicted in the Georgia case until, to surrender on the 25th. And then the 28th, we've got Chutkan to hold a hearing in D.C. in the election interference case. Literally, these are like bing, 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 24, 25, 28 of August that are coming up.
Yeah, and he attacked Fani Willis by saying that she was a racist. She was only going after Trump because Trump is white.
Reverse racism.
And clearly, when black people are racist, they're going to go after someone who's white. I'm white. That's his argument at that point. That's his proof that she's a racist, is because she went after him.
And then there's this other fucking
So that's how that
bullshittery fuckery that they're doing down there. And the Republicans made a rule that they can somehow remove Fani Willis in like 8 weeks. There's like some thing where they can just fire her for no fucking reason. But even if they fire her, the case is still going to go on. And they're trying to move it from state court to federal court, but still Fani Willis's office would be doing it.
It's going to take a lot.
And
it's going to take
Georgia
a whole lot.
law, and
They're
you
gonna
still
have
can't
to
get
prove,
pardoned for it.
They're going to have to prove that she has done something to be de-sequestered at that point.
Right.
Yeah, she has to have done something felonious, like the name of our show, RICO, felonious.
So, 91 counts, and he faces 720 years in jail.
Yes. Yes. Of which, if he actually serves a couple of days, I'll be really happy.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
A year.
The Kurgan's happy. That's what's important there. Well, yeah, it might even be a couple years.
Mike Pillow evidence. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
him and Lindell and
Giuliani.
Giuliani, they're all going to be in the same, country club of a jail, of a prison. They're going to be out playing golf.
Oh God.
During that time. And I guarantee that he's going to have people donating to his cause. That's all going to go to him buying snacks at the concession in the prison, and he's going to have all the honey buns he can get his hands on.
He's just a sick fucker. I'm so sick.
I want to see.
Like, I can't wait.
I would like to see him actually suffer,
but
but I don't think that's ever going to happen.
I can't. I think he's suffering now.
I think he's just.
I think he's shitting in his fucking pants. He's scared shitless.
I think he is just so oblivious. He's such an obliviate. I think he is oblivious to the fact
how much trouble he's really in.
How much trouble he's actually in. He thinks this is all going to blow over. He thinks that if he if I could just win this election, then I can fire all these people and go after all my enemies. Mm-hmm. And that's what he has actually said. That's what Marge Taylor Greene has said. That's what Lauren Boebert has said. That's what these people are all about. It's not about doing anything for the people. It's not about helping any of their constituents. It's all about getting revenge on people that they feel wronged them. Yeah. And a whole bunch of people who, for some reason,
because accountability feels like persecution to those who have never been held accountable. You know? And I keep going back to that because that's why it's like this white man grievance now. White men have it so hard in this country. Oh, go fuck yourself.
We got it hard and we're being replaced.
So dumb. So we also started the week with... What was I going to... Oh, yeah. We started the week with 78 felony counts and we ended the week with 91.
Yes. Yes. That is an important set of numbers to have there.
Yeah. We also found out that Tommy Tuberville lives in Florida and he owns 0 property in Alabama. Just like Josh Hawley and a bunch of other fucking Republican fucktards.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lie, and it's not fake it till you made it. It's just fake it.
Yeah. Tony, get me a beer.
There is no make it part of any of that.
Yeah, he's such a fucking asshole. I can barely see. I can't wait till the day we don't have to fucking hear his name or look at his fucking ugly face.
Tuberville was Auburn's head coach. That's the only reason why they voted for him.
Right.
Alabama.
Okay.
Okay, what else was there?
He lives in Florida.
That makes sense.
Oh, and before this
Sports.
fourth indictment dropped, we found out that the bigwigs over at the Federalist Society are like, yeah, Trump can't run because of the 14th Amendment, Section 3, where if you commit sedition, you are no longer eligible to run for
Right,
office.
but he has to
And
be
this
found
is the
guilty of sedition, though.
Fucking Federalist Society.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's right. If he's found guilty of it, and anyone else would drop out to focus on their case, to focus on the bargaining or whatever, but he is just going full bore. He doesn't double down. He doesn't triple down. He goes all in every time with his stupidity.
Oh God. Oh, I found this great analogy. I gotta get to it. I have to find it for a second. Okay, yeah. Okay, so Malcolm Nance, he goes, mega tears are not as good as my indictment coffee, first of all. And then he was comparing the indictments to cars, okay? He's like, the first car was like the Bentley, it was just luxurious and just like smooth ride and like, nothing bad happened, whatever. And then the second one was like a Ford Explorer, utilitarian, And then the third one was like a Maserati. And then this one is the Trump convoy of criminals in the sunken boat parade. And I started laughing so hard. Because the picture of the boat.
The sunken boat,
yeah. With the Trump flag, it just like, it still comes back.
We
like,
got a great big convoy.
Oh my God, it's so funny. And I was like laughing so hard because I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It makes perfect sense. It's a fucking Trump convoy of criminals. The sunken boat parade.
The sunken boat parade. I loved watching the sinking. The actual sinking was hilarious because just a bunch of fat people in golf shirts and red hats.
Yeah, and oh God, and why did their boat
Scrambling to
sink
get
anyway?
off.
Do we know?
Because there was too much lard on board. That's why. It was not a big secret. That's right. He was crawling off.
Oh God, that's so funny. Yeah, this case in Georgia, man. I think I'm gonna owe you 6-pack because I think he's gonna be going to jail like soon for just defying the judge's orders.
Yes. Yeah. He's not going to go to jail for it up front. The first thing that they're going to try is they're going to try fining him $10,000 a day, something like that, which they've done before in other cases. He might accept it and then appeal it, trying to, get it turned over or turned down, whatever, brought down in a dollar amount. But he's never been successful at doing any of that. It just delays the inevitable. So I'm thinking that's what he's going to end up. That's what's going to end up happening. That's what he's going to end up doing. But if he should continue at that point, then
I don't think you can't stop him. He already like redefamed Eugene Carroll.
Yeah,
he won't shut up about.
That's right.
Wanting to.
That's right.
Calling all these, judges and attorneys and all, and doxing everybody for fuck's sake. For fuck's sake, he doxed goddamn Obama's house.
Yeah. He can pull it back, and he can not mention it, and he can make a big deal about how, well, I can't mention it. It's, my freedom of speech they've taken away. But I think one of his campaign's goals is to get him to that point to where they tell him you cannot talk about this case in public, because that way when he goes into any of the debates with any of the other Republicans before they go to their conference, he can say, I would love to get into that with you, but if I'm not allowed to talk to it, if I'm not allowed to respond to it, then they're not allowed to talk about my criminal cases either. And that takes that all off the table for the debate, because I can't say something that you are not allowed to respond to.
Yeah.
If you have a gag order, I can't start talking about the case and not let you respond to it. That's part of a debate.
How is he a presidential candidate with 91 felony counts against him? Like,
you can
you
do
people
that.
are dumb.
You can be in
you
jail
fucking
and
Republicans
do it, but yeah.
are fucking dumb.
Exactly.
What the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, seriously.
We're not going to
You have
know
a
because
fucking
we don't have the brain
screw loose.
damage that they have.
They
And they're not
absolutely-
going to change
Oh, I have a
because
good
they
thing
have the
on
brain
that.
damage.
I have a good thing on that.
They've got the brain damage.
This is Brandy Lee. She's a psychologist or psychiatrist. I forget which one. But she said 4 indictments, 91 felony counts, 2 impeachments, 1 act of sedition, and threatening civil war, 27 women alleging sexual assault and rape, and 1.13 million Americans dead from COVID. And he's the front runner of the Republican Party. This is why I call it collective psychosis.
It's tribal beyond belief. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
collective psychosis
yeah.
leads to tribalism.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
It doesn't matter what we say as far as being right.
Yeah.
No matter how right and how proper it is that we say
And
it,
4 different
whatever it
jurisdictions.
is,
Yeah.
anyone in that tribe feels that they have to say the opposite. They have to take the opposite end of it. They have to take the other side of it. Slavery is wrong. Well, they got some good skill sets out of that. Are you fucking insane?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
They are insane.
But this is what it's gotten to. What they're doing is they're just going to take whatever it is on the left and they're just going to do the opposite, thinking that that's what the two parties are. But the two parties were a lot closer before, and they actually kind of switched conservatism. From one point, the Democrats were the conservatives. So this is floated around in history before. Right now, it's just at a complete impasse as far as getting anything done, and that sucks for the American people because we can't get shit done.
Yeah. They cockblock everything. And they don't want anything for the American people. They want to take shit away from the American people all the fucking time. Women's rights, Social Security, Medicare, all of it. They don't want anybody to have anything. They want a fucking dictatorship in this fucking country. Absolutely that's what they want.
Right.
And they're backing Russia over fucking Ukraine. Go fuck yourselves. You are not American. You are anti-American. You are a traitor to our fucking country.
Imagine whatever your bizarre fantasy land thing in your head is that you're into. Whatever it is, if it's drugs, if it's sex, if it's gambling, whatever it is. The craziest end of it, if you could afford to do anything in that realm, that's, I think, the real judge of a human being. If you're going to do that or if you're going to do something good with it. And if you're going to do that, the people that do, they get so hooked on it that they don't want to go back to not being able to do that. And they literally want to get a llama in their, hotel room in New York City at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
They can't understand why you can't make that happen.
Yeah.
That's supposed to occur. That's what puts them in the 1%ers, and once they get there, they're addicted to all their addictions.
I wanted to, there's a, there was something I wrote down about that.
And they'll do anything to keep their money and their power because the power gets them more money, and the money gets them, money buys you whatever the fuck you want.
Right,
anything.
Yeah. Well, I was reading this article about, how these people keep following Trump, right? And it's like regardless of the impeachments, of the hearings, the political violence, Trump indictments, criminal convictions, make it likely the right will engage in revenge politics. Their neuropsychology of hedonistic reward, the revenge role of a dopamine and addiction. You get addicted to it.
Yeah.
And it's like the hedonistic reward is people experience pleasure from hurting others who have hurt us because they deserve it.
In their brain, in their mind, I told you about that experiment that was in my book that I wrote about, that I looked up. It was about those monkeys. And you had 2 different monkeys, and one was getting a grape. They were both getting a grape every time they would ring a bell. And one of them started getting pretzels instead of a grape. Now, a pretzel is still a treat, but it's not the grape that he was getting, but the other one was still getting the grape in front of him. and that drove him crazy. He started throwing the pretzels down. He started throwing the bell around, and it really shows that type of mentality as to this. You get this presumed
persecution.
Persecution,
Yeah.
exactly. This concept of persecution that you have when it doesn't exist. You're still getting a treat.
Mm-hmm.
You're still ahead of all the other people that aren't getting anything.
Yeah.
But you're mad because you're not getting what they have.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they see. They see this whole thing as like, the whole college admissions, right?
Yeah.
Affirmative action.
Yeah.
They saw affirmative action as, well, that's keeping the white people down.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
There's no more room for the white kids to go there.
Because the urban children need that leg up. They need that extra help to get them up to an equal footing that the others are on. And I don't understand, the whole thing is behind that, it's so tribal that they wanted to get rid of that.
Mm-hmm.
And they felt persecuted. They felt that they were being held back, that white people were being held back, and that's offensive to me as a white person.
Mm-hmm.
And as a white person, I need to defend all that, so we need to get rid of affirmative action. That's the mentality behind it. It's all wrong thinking.
Yeah.
But that's the mentality behind it, that they feel that these rules and these laws and these acts and these movements and things out there are against them, when it has nothing to do with them.
Like wokeness or whatever. They're using the goddamn word woke all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
They don't even really know what it means.
Of course not.
But I guess, they're using it as like the N-word.
Yeah, they're trying to make it offensive. They're trying to make it as offensive a title as you can.
Yeah.
Well, fuck her, she's just woke.
Yeah.
That's an end-all, be-all to them.
Right, yeah.
They're just woke. Mm-hmm. Can't help, nothing you can do about it. Just like we say about the Red Hats, which is true.
Yeah.
So, if they're anti-woke, which is kind of funny to me, because if you're saying you're anti-woke, that means that you want to be asleep.
Yeah.
And they call us sheeple.
Yeah.
Woo.
So Lincoln Project put out a tweet, and it said, Trump has turned the Republican Party into a mafia organization that will work to protect him at all costs.
You can't support X anymore.
By going after...
They were one of the sites that put all the stuff out today.
I know. By going after every political institution that threatens his power. They're not a political party. They're an anti-government, anti-rule of law group.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember Gabe Sterling during Jan 6? All of a sudden I lost my my right ear.
Right there. No, it's still on your head. It's there.
I know. I just can't hear anything over here. I sound like really weird.
Is it a stroke?
No, it's just like a...
Try drinking and smoking more.
There you go.
All right, there you go.
Okay, well,
I told you that would help. I told you that
would
help.
It's not back.
Okay.
So anyway,
now I'm
Gabe Sterling, after January 6th or before January 6th, I can't remember.
That's me.
But he's like,
yes.
Donald Trump, you're going to get somebody killed. Do you remember that? He was he was a Republican in Georgia.
Yeah, there's a handful of Republicans who are completely against Trump, and they're against the whole ridiculousness of all of this, and they just want to get back to, business as usual as it was before the days of Trump. You've got people out there like Romney.
Arguing about regular fucking policies instead of like the fascism or democracy.
Mitt Romney wants to get stuff done for people. I disagree with almost everything that comes out of Mitt Romney's mouth, with the exception of he wants to get something done for people, so at least I can look at that and respect it and maybe sit down and talk to the guy.
Right.
When you have the concept where you have taken a political opponent and you have reframed them as the enemy, there are no enemies of the American people in American politics. They are all opponents struggling to work for the American people. That's what it should be. Mm-hmm. And I'm afraid that's not what we have now. We have people framing it up as, no, they're the enemy. They're going to hurt the country if you allow them to win.
Yeah. And
then some of them want to hurt the country because they were getting back at the other side, and now it's become that tribalism aspect.
Yeah, it's just revenge politics. If Trump gets back in,
nuts.
it's going to be revenge politics all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
Look at all the fucking shit Biden's gotten done.
You know who's passing
If
a
it
bunch of
wasn't-
shit through
if-
too
if it
is
wasn't-
AOC.
If it wasn't for the distraction of Trump, it would be all over the news. Best economy, the lowest unemployment, bing, 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 the infrastructure bill.
We're on the third year of there's going to be a massive recession this year.
Oh, yeah.
The warning signs are up. Jim Cramer
yeah.
is screaming.
And they keep stepping on rakes, too. Like, every fucking talking point has been shot down to fucking hell. When they got their special counsel, David Weiss, to do the Hunter Biden thing, and then now they've been bitching, wanting it.
We want a special counsel. We want a special counsel. What? They made a special counsel.
No, we don't want that.
We don't want. What? Fuck that. You're wrong. That's it. Put his name and address out on the interwebs.
It's ridiculous. You can't even.
It's ridiculous with a big old dick.
So, yeah, you got violation of Georgia RICO Act, solicitation of violation of oath of public officer, conspiracy to commit impersonating a public officer, conspiracy to commit forgery in the first degree, conspiracy to commit false statements and writings,
Yes.
conspiracy to commit filing false documents, and false statements and writings, and that's the 13 counts that Trump got.
Cat John Duff, have you guys seen the Roger Stone video?
Yes.
I know you have. I'm asking if Cat and John Deaf have, because if they haven't, we should look it up and see if we can pull that out, because that is some damning shit.
Oh
right
my
there.
God!
I
retweeted
Roger
it,
Stone
Tony.
going
so
over the entire fake elector concept.
Yeah. And
in
on
a
top
room.
of it, they're so fucking dumb. They had a film crew filming them doing their fucking seditious
It was
treasonous bullshit.
It was on his podcast. It was him doing his podcast thing. Yeah,
but they had a film crew following them around, going in and out of the Willard Hotel and all this bullshit. And he had Proud Boys fucking.
I remember
as
that
security.
that was about January 6th. Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yep. And prior to that, weeks prior, or a couple of days, or a week prior, or something like that, is when this one came out. They're all sitting around in a room, and he just spills it and lays it all out. Exactly what they ended up trying.
It was actually hard to listen to because you were just like,
Yeah.
fuck me. And he was speaking really slow, and you could tell he was like trying to make
He didn't
sure
want to
he
lose
didn't
anybody.
say-
Yeah.
But he was trying to make sure that he didn't, say, we're going to overthrow the government.
The guy's Zippy the
know?
Pinhead in reality. I mean, come
God,
on.
he's
He
such a
can.
fucking-
He's got the weirdest fucking head on the planet.
I know.
I've never seen. I mean, in cartoons, a football sideways. Well, that's Stewie's head from Family Guy. But if you turn that football up and cut the very bottom part of it off, that's Zippy the Pinhead here.
So weird. He does look weird.
It
The
is
best thing is,
Yes.
you cannot be pardoned for any of this shit in fucking Georgia.
No.
None of it.
No.
Not
No. That's one of the
a
reasons
governor
why
can't do it.
it's
nothing.
not at a federal level, and it's in Georgia. And if you get convicted in Georgia, you stay in Georgia.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why they have to, they have slightly different rules and slightly different protocol, and that's why they have to fingerprint and photograph everybody at the court. Is it at the courthouse or is it at the jailhouse
What?
that they're going to fingerprint them and
it's
photograph
called
them?
Rice Street Jail.
It's at the jailhouse.
Yeah, and
yeah,
guess
I
what?
thought it was.
It's
Yeah, I
open
thought I heard that.
24/7.
Okay, yeah,
It's
sorry,
open
that's what's
24/7, so he could go in the middle of the night and surrender when nobody.
Oh no,
else.
I thought that Tony put that up. No, there was Roger Stone replies with, "I did nothing wrong." So they're talking right now live about this
the
whole
Roger Stone video. Yeah.
all the Roger Stone ties. Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. Yeah. Enrique Tarrio. He sounds like from the Proud Boys, but he sounds like he's the one who sang Rico Suave. Just nuts. So Roger Stone, who was already been convicted and then pardoned. Pardoned means that you admit that you did what you were convicted of. Thinking
there's supposed to be in the Georgia. The police chief at the Rice Street Jail said there will be mugshots, there will be fingerprints. They're going to be treated like any other fucking criminal.
Yeah.
Fuck you. We're
well, they have to.
all.
They have to. It's protocol, it's process, and that's what they're going to follow.
And not only that, as I mentioned before, this indictment goes national because it brings up the criminal enterprise operated in not only in Georgia but also in the District of Columbia, Michigan, Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin.
Michigan's very key.
So
because of our Attorney General Nessel.
God,
Dana
I love
Nessel.
her. I love the women who are running our fucking state right now. I just love it.
Dana Nessel kind of forced it on him a little bit. She was the squeaky wheel and kept going at it. Very proud of Dana Nessel.
Yeah, no, for sure. Let's see.
She was just sitting there like every day, like calling him up. We got all this evidence. Call him up tomorrow. We got all this evidence. Call him up the next day. We got all this evidence. She just kept getting in contact with him.
You do what they told you.
To make absolutely certain that, did you just get that album or something and now you pulled a couple of drops off of it?
Now you do what they told you. Now you do what they told you.
Tony's just been introduced to rage, apparently.
And everybody's like, he should not be granted bail. He should not, because he's intimidating the witnesses.
He's going to get granted bail. Come on.
Obstructing the administration of justice. He's committing felonies.
He's going to get treated differently.
As soon as the judge Chuckin says, don't talk about this case, what do? He goes right out there and talks about the case and fucking starts calling her, like, I don't know, says she's like fucking gang members or some fucked up shit.
Yeah, and she's fucking gang members and is a racist. And that's why.
And guess what? Just a reminder to all you right-wing fucktards out there. All the witnesses that have testified against him are fucking Republicans.
Yeah.
So fuck off.
Yeah. There's plenty of people to testify. And the funny thing is that he's saying that she's racist and she's black, so she's going against him because he's white. But he uses a lot of fake spray tan. So he's trying to get darkened up himself because he likes darker skin. And by the way, for you playing at home,
fucking put on Twitter this
is my tan. This is my non-tan.
Okay. Did you see that he put on True Social that he was yelling at Fox News for using this shitty photograph of him where he's like, I look orange and my chin is all receded. Yeah, that's how you look all the time, you fucktard.
Because you look orange and your chin is...
Yeah.
Fucktard.
And you wear this fucking weirdo makeup. It's literally as orange as this chair right here. Oh my God, my right ear just came back.
All right, hey.
Hey. AG Allison Gill from Daily Beans, she said, still conspicuously missing from the indictment is Roger Stone, Steve Bannon, and Mike Flynn. And I was also thinking Mo Brooks and who else was on stage with him on that day on January 6th?
Who's the guy from Ohio?
Jim Jordan?
Jim Jordan's from Ohio, but I don't know if I don't think that's who I'm thinking.
He's not a Senate person?
No, I'm thinking about just someone that could be brought up on charges for being there and going through stuff. I mean, you even have Mike Lindell. Why is Mike Lindell not brought up on shit?
Oh, and Lindsey,
mostly because he's insane.
Graham. Did you hear Lindsey Graham on fucking Fox News goes, this needs to be taken care of at the ballot box. Hey, fucker, we already voted his ass out.
Yeah.
We already took care of this at the fucking ballot box. And he lost by fucking a shit ton.
Now, here's the fun part. Imagine that this goes through. Just project ourselves. Let's get in our little time travel capsule and we'll go forward in time a little bit and we'll be at the elections. Thank you, Tony. That's very appropriate.
I'll take Trump indictments for 300.
So now we've traveled to the future and now we have, regardless of the indictments, we now have the next election results. And Trump's a loser again because we know that he will be.
Yeah.
he went such ape shit about the stolen election shit the first time through. What do you think is he going to immediately start screaming stolen election again?
Oh yeah. Honey,
you know that he probably is. But
after he
how
won in
nutty is he going to be?
2016, he fucking said that he didn't believe that she had 3 million more votes than he did.
Yeah.
And he wanted a recount, even though he won.
Yeah, he's nuts.
He said it was a fucking fake election then.
Right.
Even though he won.
He said he would not ever commit to accepting the results.
We'll see what
he
happens.
basically said, if they're valid results, meaning if I won, then I'll accept them. I mean, just if you can imagine playing darts with this guy. I mean, and him just like refusing to say that he lost, even though you like just swept the floor with him. Like, you just really want to do something nasty to his ears.
Yeah. Just
That's
how about
satire.
like an
I never
easier game,
would.
like bowling?
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
I didn't lose. I won because I got less points than you did.
All right, let's see how you can do in another game. Perhaps you can challenge us to a game of Scrabble. Let's see if you can spell anything.
Stolen.
Yeah.
Just spell stolen with one L for once in your whole fucking life. And oh, by the way, it wasn't 1917.
Like
it was
stolen.
1918.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. You can't get fucking anything right.
No, we can't. That's the
we've
brilliant
got
part of it,
here
because whenever he
is
puts something out
failure to communicate.
before it gets retruthed, you know it's going to be brilliant.
So, the other thing that Malcolm Nance said
Let me
is that
clear my throat.
Very appropriate on that one, Tony.
was that he calls it Titus, the Trump insurgency in the United States. Titus, okay? And he's like, what they do is like they try to intimidate and they make a lot of fucking noise, and like they show up in their fucking Hitler outfits and now they're wearing masks because they don't want to be doxxed. The best thing to do is fucking dox them. As soon as you dox them, guess what happens? They lose their friends, they lose their job, they lose everything. Because, if you don't change your ways and you're a fucking Nazi fucking piece of shit, Nazi, then we're going to...
If you march with a swastika,
we're
I'm
gonna
all
make
for
your life
doxing
hell.
them. I'm all for
We're gonna make your life
getting
hell.
rid of those people. Yeah.
You have go back under your fucking rock,
And
asshole.
to be clear, I don't mean taking them out. I mean, making their lives hell, making them lose their job, making them, getting them out of our country.
Yeah, and
is what I mean.
Malcolm Nance also said we have a right to live in fucking peace and harmony, and most of us want that, except for these fucking racist piece of shit Nazis, fascists.
That's right. Yeah.
Fuck them. I have a right to live free here too.
Oh, you're gonna die, you motherfucker!
You want to disrupt that? And you want to fucking
Technically, so do all the migrants that are trying to come across and trying to make their way around the fucking barbed wire barriers that Texas still has illegally across an international border without federal approval. As a matter of fact, the opposite of federal approval, they were ordered by federal officials to remove that barrier.
Yeah. And they
As
still
it's
haven't done it.
inhumane and as it blocks the waterway,
Fucktard.
and
And
they still haven't done it. They refuse to do it, so they're going to go through court as well. So that's
Fucktard.
another court case for us to look at.
Yeah. And fuck Greg Abbott, fucking piece of shit.
Yes.
So Noel Castler, he's the one.
I hope his wheelchair squeaks.
Noel Castler used to work on The Apprentice, and he was like
Yeah.
Ivanka's handler or whatever.
Well, Ivanka's usually the handler.
Yeah. He said Trump was
Thank you, Tim.
Trump was the head of a criminal
Very
enterprise
appropriate.
long before he became POTUS. It was one of the worst kept secrets in New York City. But too many people have nice homes in the Hamptons and businesses in banks that were tied up in all his malfeasance, so they kept quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, I was thinking about, who's that guy that did that Ponzi scheme, and he was a rich guy, and he conned all these rich people out of their money. Do you
Bernie
remember?
Madoff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, he didn't make off. Yeah.
No, he went to fucking jail.
He's in jail. He's in prison. Yeah.
Yeah. So Trump needs to go to jail. And, it really kind of bugged me the other night when Hillary was on Rachel Maddow the night he got indicted, right? And so, and it was scheduled already, so they didn't know the indictments were going to drop, so whatever. But Rachel Maddow said something that really kind of pissed me off, and she's like, I don't want to be part of a country that jails its ex-presidents or whatever. And I'm like, you have to jail him. If you don't jail him, we're going to be going through this for the rest of our fucking lives. It's going to go way into the fucking future, and it's going to be fascism is going to take over, and democracy will die around the world, by the way. Not just here. Around the fucking world. They're trying to pull this shit everywhere.
Holy
So, I just noticed in Argentina, a fucking Nazi right-wing asshole is president now of Argentina.
Yes.
Which is, my cousin lives there. So, it worries me all the time. How fucking, we went there for our honeymoon / my cousin's wedding. It was the most fucking corrupt place I've ever been.
Yeah.
Literally.
Try going to Brazil.
Yeah, it was fucked up. It was really fucked up.
In Brazil, twice a day, the gangs line up on the beach and they sweep the beach. In Brazil, this my Brazilian buddy is telling me this. He lives there. And he says, if you have a rental car and you're driving along and you leave anything out in the car, a purse, a laptop, a bag, anything, kids will ride up at a red light. And they'll, you'll hear them, slap the side of the car and stuff like that. They'll be, laughing and, looking at you, giving you a thumbs up. America, America, we love Americans, yeah. And then they ride off. And at the next red light, they've slapped stickers on the side of the car to show what is in the car. Like, the banana sticker means there's a laptop. Mm-hmm. The orange sticker means that there's a purse, sitting out. So that people at the next stoplight can run up and do a smash and grab right there and grab all their shit.
Right.
I mean, seriously corrupt. He said that there's a joke that goes around about Brazilian law, and what it is the scientists, they came up with a machine that could predict when laws were going to be broken, and they put this into play in England, and in 14 hours, all law breaking stopped. All crime stopped, and they put it into play in Japan. And in 8 hours, all law-breaking stopped. And they put it into play in Brazil. And in 1 hour, the machine was stolen. So that's his comment about Brazil and how corrupt and things are there.
Yeah.
But, we also have Venezuela down in that area. They're a little further north on the tip there. But, I mean, not on the tip, but, on the front end, the business end of it. I mean, they've always been corrupt, and they've always been corrupt to the point where inappropriate. They've always been corrupt to the point where even Sidney Powell was using her in her crazy conspiracy theories, as if Hugo Chavez was still alive, working with JFK Jr. JFK Jr. works with everybody now that he's dead. It's crazy, but it is weird.
So again, that fucking weirdo psychosis where everybody just believes whatever. I mean, nobody has critical thinking anymore. What happened to critical thinking?
No, I'll tell you critical thinking, and I do my own thinking. I do my own research. That's the problem. The problem is that it used to be that you could get some fringe ideas out there in books before, and people would have to read. Now, YouTube and shit like that, you can put out any crazy old shit that you want. Mm-hmm. You can say any crazy old thing that you want, and you can put a label on it, or you can say it's satire. And by doing that, you're just taking the responsibility away from it. But what you've done is you've put out misinformation at that point, or even disinformation. And there's a lot of stuff out there. If you can't get a movie put out, a documentary that you made, because all the producers feel it's flagrantly wrong, it's flagrantly full of lies and bullshit, and you've manipulated the truth in order to get to your end goal in this documentary, so we won't produce it, you can still put that on YouTube. And that's what happened several times. And a lot of these far right wingers, they quote all of those.
Yeah.
And I know we're on YouTube as well, but there's a whole thing about freedom of speech versus my opinion is this versus I'm at just asking questions versus what is the actual truth. And you can easily go down some rabbit holes.
Yeah.
If you go out looking at these videos.
Sure.
And people do, and that's, I think, a big part of MAGA.
You can't handle the truth.
Big part of MAGA.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
you know.
It's cheaper than cable. I don't have cable no more. I cut the cable because I'm high tech.
I'm just like, how do you?
Thank you, Tony.
Just before we were on, Barb McQuaid is like, it's a little bit like Pandora's box. You don't know how to stop it.
Don't know how to close it. Yeah.
You don't know how to once it's open, like all this violent rhetoric and all this fucking like Tim Pool.
Yeah, it's
Tim
a
Pool,
fire hose now.
Tim
yeah.
Pool tweeted Civil War, but he's tweeted Civil War like 35 times in the last like
Have you
6
seen
months or
the
some
maggots?
bullshit.
I mean, Semper Pi. These guys are meal team 6, not anything else. I mean, they are not going to be able to take anybody down. Plus, we've talked about this before. The most recent asshole who decided to fuck around and find out was that guy who was threatening Biden. And when they showed up, he started shooting. And it turns out, would you believe that he didn't overthrow the government with just him and his gun? Because that doesn't work that way. What it works for is if somebody breaks into your house and you shoot them, or if you want to go out and shoot black people. That's the only thing that's apparently okay to do with a gun in this country.
Today,
but if you try to go after the government, they're going to take you out.
A woman was arrested for going after Chutkin.
Yes.
Today.
Yes.
But,
She talked a lot. She left a lot of stuff on that voice.
Yeah.
And then they went and they had
a
to
awful,
talk with her.
the shit she was saying. She
They
referred
had
to her
a discussion
as
with her.
slave. They fucking...
Just because I said it doesn't mean I was going to act on it. That's what she said.
Yeah, she said, if Trump doesn't become president, we're coming to kill you.
Yes. Now...
The judge has no...
There was no remorse in her response of, just because I said it doesn't mean I was going to act through on it.
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute now. That means that if imaginary Harvey over here, I'm looking at Harvey the Rabbit over here, and I'm saying, Harvey, I'm going to fucking kill you. Not rhetorically. I am going to kill you. I'm going to end your life, Harvey.
Yeah.
Now, just because somebody walks into the room before I do that doesn't mean that I didn't actually have intent to do that because I said it.
Right. And you weren't saying it while you were laughing like, dude, I'm going to kill you. Like, what the fuck did you do?
Dude, I will fucking kill you if you do that shit again.
Yeah.
That's a normal thing.
Like
but
if somebody like plays a practical joke on
I
you
am
or
going
something
to end
and you're
your
like,
fucking life right fucking now.
There's a major... Like, remember when we were teenagers and, like, my parents are going to kill me because I did some, like...
Right, yeah.
I stayed out too late or I
I had
crashed the
Irish
car.
parents. They may have actually killed us at various points. I mean,
but it's like... It's like...
I am the only one left.
No, but it's also... We have to watch the way we say shit. When we're like, we have to fight. Yeah, I want to fight for women's rights. I want to fight for the LGBTQ community. I want them to be... equal citizens. I want Black Lives to matter. I want, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I want all these things.
Those
and
are all
I will
great.
say, I will say that I would fight for those things. But when I'm saying fight, I don't mean physically fight. I mean,
I don't mean pick up arms and try to attack the boys from the South.
But that's what they mean on the right.
Which makes
and
no
then
sense
got,
because
like,
the second
assholes,
that they try that, the
you got assholes like Tim Pool.
Military's just going to take him down.
Tim Pool, who, he fucking tweeted 35 times Civil War, and he's hiding behind his fucking microphone. You think he's going to be out on the streets fighting people in the streets?
Nothing.
No. He's stochastically.
Who's the one douchebag on that old platform? Cat Turd 2? Something like that.
Whatever about him.
He stokes a bunch of people up.
Yeah.
Doing this kind of
Just
shit
like
too.
Donald Trump.
Now,
go there,
he's
down
not,
there, and
he's
stop
not
the
leaving
steal.
his basement. He's not putting his Twinkies down.
No.
No way.
He's
So
not going to be out. He's going to keep his pea jars on the shelf.
I have zero concern over there being an actual civil war. I think
No,
that there
I think
is
we're going to have rogue people like this
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
who are fucking nuts and who...
They're already nuts and they're already out there.
Yeah.
And they're just waiting for a blinking red light to set them off or something.
Yeah.
It's going to be, if it's not this, it's going to be something else.
Yep.
Goddamn DeSantis didn't win and Trump's in prison. Well, shit, I'm going to shoot up a synagogue.
You're a goddamn disgrace.
That's the craziness that goes through their fucking brains. Again, because of that whole, well, they're getting a grape. How come I'm not getting a grape? How come I'm getting this here pretzel instead? What the hell? It's the whole concept of that. I really don't get it. I don't get how you can be so against somebody else because they got something good. Even if you...
It's not even they're getting a grape.
I know.
It's not even them getting a grape. It's not even that.
Right.
Because it's not getting something special.
They're only getting an equal opportunity
They're
at that
only
point.
getting
Yeah.
an
They don't
equal-
even want that, but they perceive it as,
Yeah.
well, that's erasing me somehow, and that's insane.
Still food.
Still a treat. But in this case, what we're talking about, things like affirmative action and all that, I mean, that is still, it's a helping hand. It's not it's not a treat at that point.
No,
But
Donald
the
Trump
same thing is true.
let
They still
all these
perceive
fucking
it
people
like that.
come out from underneath their fucking rocks. Okay?
He made it
Because
okay to be
he
hateable,
made it okay to be a fucking full-on racist and
Hate Donald
fascist.
Trump.
racist and hate.
And
yeah.
a bigot.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh well, that's just natural. That was just a bonus thrown in.
Yeah.
That was just
And a
on the side, yeah.
misogynist.
While we've got the hood up, he's also a sexual assaulter too, so. And a fraudster.
Tony, who said pink mist last night?
Said what?
Pink mist. Do you know what I'm referring to?
Yeah, it was Benny.
Oh, it was Benny Loco. That's right.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel
What?
like I'm taking
Benny's
crazy
not in the
pills.
room. I don't want to talk about it. No.
Okay.
I'll have to bring it up at another time. But
She should be here.
yeah. The Roger Stone video literally lays out the plot to overturn
It
the
does.
government.
Big.
And it was 2 days before the election was called for Biden. When it was recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking bad. And I saw
If
this.
it looks like we're losing this thing, here's how we can win it. That's a big part of it.
Yeah. And she's like, "Fuck you, we won," and don't even
Very
go back
inappropriate
on
too.
that and say anything else. Yeah, and we already mentioned the doxing of the grand jurors.
Yes.
Ooh, and they said the 5th indictment is coming from Arizona.
I've heard that, yeah, and I've heard it's going to be a very, very hot but dry indictment.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Very
talked about the
inappropriate,
women
yeah.
the woman arrested, and the evidence hearing. Okay, they're trying to move. Yeah, Meadows and Giuliani are now trying to move it to federal court, and I was like, Meadows jumped on the train, not even 8 hours after the fucking indictment dropped.
That's because at the federal level, they could be pardoned at some point.
Yeah.
You can't get a pardon at the Fullerton County level.
All right, I'm going to share this real quick.
Is it Fullerton or Fulton?
Fulton County.
Fulton, okay.
I live off of Fulton Street.
Ooh, proud of you. It's Michael Rappaport, if you're not watching.
You see the shoulder? That's the shoulder of a dancing man. Woo! Oh my God. Man. Whoa. You don't want to go in the water. I don't want to sleep with the fishes. Oh my God. It's funny that I said sleep with the fishes because this indictment, and I said it once, I've said it many times, ain't no party like an indictment party because an indictment party don't stop. Ain't no party like an indictment party because an indictment party diggity don't stop. Man. 3, that's the magic number. That was great. Once, twice, 3 times in indictment. But now we go to 4. I like the number 4. The reason why I like the number 4 is it's even. Good things happen in 4s, 4 corners. Okay? I always like the number 4.
Okay. That's all I wanted to show.
So, yeah.
Normally it's funnier than that.
Well, that's funny as hell. Okay. Yeah.
I like the number 4.
Let me clear my throat!
So
Indictments.
I heard-
through Trump.
I heard today
This is
that
HBL
Trump
Radio
will
Nation.
surrender next Wednesday. What's the date next Wednesday?
23rd.
23rd, Tony says.
Okay, so 2 days before the deadline,
Yes.
because it's the 25th is the deadline.
Yeah.
Show is the 24th.
And our show's the
Yes, it is.
24th, so we will.
Now, at the last indictment, we had about 6 people show up. One tall guy with the "Don't Tread on Me" flag, the full-size "Don't Tread on Me" flag that he was waving back and forth, but no Trump as Rambo flags,
Yeah,
no merch tables. There was way more media than anything else.
yeah.
I think we're
there
gonna
was
get-
such huge fucking security
There were
there.
actually about 50 anti-Trump protesters who showed up with "Lock 'em up" signs.
Cool.
So I'm thinking
Give me
that this
Bill.
time through, we're just going to have a couple of, 1 or 2 pro-Trumpers out there, and it's probably going to be the same "Don't Tread on Me" guy who's going to show up early in the morning so that he can get out of there before any of the anti-Trumpers show up and, make him feel dirty and think.
I mean, if you think about it, Trump could really just go there in the middle of the night when nobody's around and do it unannounced so that, there's not a huge media circus there. But he wants it.
Oh, hell no! Who's that? Fonnie Willis. Here comes Fonnie Willis. He's not doing that in the middle of the night.
He wants this. He wants it. He can't get enough of the cameras. Even if
Of course.
he's always like,
He knows
even
he
bad
knows there's
press
no
is
such
good.
thing as bad press.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
he loves it. He eats it up. And he wants to become a martyr. He's such a fucking little pussy-ass bitch.
He's already lined it up several ways to say, they're not coming after me, they're coming after you, but I'm in the way.
Yeah.
I'm taking the bullet for you. I'm being persecuted for you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, you can see him practically going into the Christ motif at this
yeah.
point.
And the Jesus Christ house.
Yeah.
It's
insane.
he's the golden calf that everybody warned you
It's-
about in the fucking Bible, right?
He's also I've always said this, that all of his rallies and everything are basically a modern day version of those revivalist Christian tent movements that we had in the 1930s during the Dust Bowl, when people couldn't afford to go anywhere, so they brought church to them by
Yeah.
bringing a big tent,
Yeah.
setting it up, and they needed your money, whatever money you had. It wasn't much, but they'd take it.
Mm-hmm.
They'd take whatever they could get, and those revivalist tent meetings were known as being big fundraisers and scamola. And that's exactly what every single one of his rallies is. You look at what a revivalist tent meeting is, you look at his rallies. That's why I've always said Trump had another revivalist tent meeting this weekend.
He's still like
in the early
he's
days
still
of it,
like
that's what I
owes
called
like
him,
over
yeah.
$1 million to all these other cities. Like it's got to be well over $1 million, because it's like $500,000
Yeah.
here and $300,000 there for campaigning or
He
doing
owes-
rallies during
he
his
owes
presidency.
millions to attorneys that he's never paid. He owes millions to business partners that
How about
he bankrupted.
Deutsche Bank
He
and the
owes
Russians?
millions to contractors out there who built. He has never paid any of the contractors, from what I understand, who built his
Built,
Atlantic
like,
City.
in Taj Mahal, yeah,
Yeah, his Atlantic City adventures.
casino,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was all propped up by his dad going in there, buying a whole bunch of, the tokens or whatever they are, the chips.
Yeah.
Buying a shitload of chips.
I didn't know they stacked
And then
shit
just
that high.
handing them right back to them. So that's that's actually an illegal loan. In that way, it's an illegal way of propping it up, and you can't do that when you have a casino. There are specific rules in place around it. But they did that, and they got away with it, and they never paid any of those contractors. There was a whole documentary I saw with some of those contractors sitting there saying, "You see those tiles in the front? I put all those on. They're still on."
He's been making money off the backs of the little man for a long time.
Oh yeah,
pushing his weight around, saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna."
He's
pay
evicted little old ladies when he was a slumlord in New York.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh well, I don't like it, so I'm not gonna pay you. I don't like the job you did. It's not perfect," and so he wouldn't pay.
He pushes it off, and then says,
And
no, that was paid.
Then
that was
they
paid.
sue him. They try to sue him, and
he tries to drag it out as long as he can
drags
to
it
cost
out.
as much as it can for them.
And then they go bankrupt, and then they're fucked.
Exactly.
Because he's got more money.
And then he laughs.
It's not a tumor.
And he still doesn't pay them. Yeah.
I'm so sick and tired of this motherfucker getting away with this shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
can't keep getting away with it.
But if you don't make an example of him, we're gonna the next one is gonna come, and then the next one, and then the next one, and they're gonna run this fucking country into the fucking ground because they're little pussy ass bitches.
DeSantis is lined up behind him. He's lined up behind him with the same type of mentality.
He's awful.
Did you know that Ron P. Santis down there in Florida?
He literally said, "If I get into office, I'm gonna slit some throats."
He did. And did you know that he took his entire concept for Florida's education system from something called Prager University? Prager University is about the same as Trump University, just run by, I forgot the guy's first name, but something Prager, Dennis Prager. Mm-hmm. Dennis Prager is a right-wing radio host.
Yeah, but he's like nutbag, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like Rush Limbaugh. And he got funding from, he put some money behind this and charges an outrageous amount for it. And it's a learn-at-home type, thing for the ultra-conservatives. So the guy's not a doctor. He's not an educator. He has no idea what he's... Just like Trump University. It's totally bogus. It's just a university in name only.
Right.
But they are now using that curriculum in the state of Florida because of Ron P. Santis. So we have this whole far right-wing entrenchment that's gone on. We're going to be dealing with this for a while. We're going to be dealing with this fallout. Trump getting caught up in this, going to jail and all that. That's okay, but we got to be vigilant because there's still stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is HBL Radio Nation.
You guys like and subscribe and tell your friends.
Let's get some more subscriptions out
we
there.
need
Let's get more
subscribers.
people
We only have 38. And we have 37 episodes.
Paul, your buddy Jesus is here?
Look at Ron DeSantis right now. Look at that picture.
Yeah, it was up.
Look at that picture.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Your little cowboy boots with your heels in a...
Because he's a tiny fella. He's a wee
so
fella.
Ridiculous, dude.
He's not only a wee fella, he was the wee fella because he carried the urine samples.
Oh, God.
So, yeah.
Hey, Gitmo.
Thank you, Tony. That is appropriate. Yes. Thank you, Kurgan. Clancy Brown, love your laugh. Happy Halloween.
Oh, my God. He's such an asshole. New rule. A president who tries to overthrow our democracy should have their Supreme Court justices rescinded as well. I think so.
If we consider the fact that one of them didn't write anything down and had a blank pad of paper in front of her the whole time, and another one declared several times, I like beer.
I like beer. You like beer? I like beer.
These are not, and one of them, who was appointed decades ago, is sitting. Wow, that's a good shot. is sitting there.
Cubic hair Coke can thing.
Yeah. Sitting there in the Supreme Court, and he's been getting all kinds of shit paid for. Did he even pay for any of his kids to go to school?
No.
Did he pay for any vacations? Did he pay for anything anywhere ever?
No.
It was all donated to him, and when they need a favor, they pick up a phone call, and all of a sudden Roe v. Wade gets
Christine
overturned.
Blasey Ford,
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton. If we had just listened to some of these women, we would not be where we are to fucking day. Look at that
Yep.
picture. He hates this picture. Yeah, because you look like
Look
a
at
fucking idiot.
I'm gonna point something out
Walrus.
here. He does look like a walrus, but I'm zooming in on one particular tiny little spot.
The neck-gina.
The neck gina. The neck gina is exactly what I'm focusing on. Thank
turned
you,
into
Tony.
something
That's
else.
incredibly appropriate, because that is exactly what I'm focused on. Look at that. He's got a neck gina, but there's a second little baby neck gina.
It turns into a butthole.
There's a second neck gina there. I think that the neck gina actually spawned, and this is something that only happens in nature, and we've actually witnessed a birthing of a second neck gina. I feel that Jacques Cousteau should be guiding us to. Here you see, the neck gina is a wonderful thing that we see, and here you have its offspring. It is going to try to protect its offspring as it moves throughout the world on this person's neck. It will probably be groped several times by other prisoners fairly soon. We shall see.
So gross.
If you noticed, the neck gina had a little bit of a Russian accent.
Yeah. The only reason his attorneys say that Judge Chutkin's protective order is a contempt trap is because Trump is incapable of keeping his mouth shut.
Yes.
He has the right, but not the damn ability to remain silent. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. Where's that drop? Trump criminally charged with unlawful
Trump,
retaining classified documents, obstruction of justice, violating national espionage laws, and seeking to thwart the peaceful transfer of power and overthrowing our government, and attempting to tamper with witnesses, violation of both state law and the conditions of his pretrial release. Lock him up.
Shut up!
You know,
Shut up! Shut up!
And I don't care if I lose my bet. I literally don't care if I lose my
you
bet.
just want to see him locked up. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I want his ass in jail.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if I lose my bet, and I'm going to owe you fucking six-pack. It's going to be fucking Jabba the Trump.
So you get nothing. You
Free
lose.
beer always tastes
Good
better.
day, sir.
Especially when it's been a winnings beer.
Winnings.
It's over.
Because I lose my bet.
It's almost as good as Magateers, but legally we can only do the beer bet.
RICO.
So
RICO.
Yeah.
Suave.
Well, come on, we like beer.
yeah, I like beer.
At least I'm not running to be SCOTUS.
And when I was in college, going to that frat house with Pooter and the Toad and Jackson Wankins,
Yeah.
these are good people, and we all like beer.
And what do they call it? Boofing?
Sure, we raped a bunch of people, but so what? We like beer. That was fucking this guy's testimony. That was his testimony, and they actually put him through onto the Supreme fucking Court.
In the 4,500.
Kavanaugh's pretty fucking young,
The-
too, so
when
he's
they-
going to be there a while.
When they put out the tip,
We need to expand the
the
court.
hotline to get the tips,
We need to expand the court.
4,500 tips came in about him. 4,500.
Yeah, yeah.
And we don't
Yeah.
even know where they are. They all got flushed. As far as we know,
Yeah.
Trump ate the paper.
Now, those of you out there who know us, who have been following us for a while, you know that we're also musicians. And Di here had a wonderful career as a musician, doing a bunch of things down in Florida, where you were playing, all the time.
Yeah, a lot.
I had my peak period in the 90s, really, when I was just out of high school myself, and a friend of mine told me that, hey, we're going to be throwing this party, and we want a live band there. Can your band play it? I'm like, fuck yeah, we can. Here's the amount. And they didn't bat an eyelash at the amount, so I'm like, okay, great. We showed up, and it's a frat house. And they liked it, and other frat houses liked us, so we started doing the frat house thing.
Circuit, yeah.
So we would play like 3-4 nights a week at frat houses. And we made a lot of money off frat house guys. But we saw a lot of frat guys. And frat guys are frat guys. And the frat guys are rapey as hell. Frat guys are not anybody you want to trust. Where the white women at? Yeah. We would always, like, there was none of us, like, okay, let's all go to the bathroom and work the room. No. Who's staying on stage this time? Who's staying with the equipment this time? Who's staying with everything? You've got to stay with everything. You got to keep your stuff in check. You got to keep, your eye on stuff. And that goes not just for your equipment, that goes for your girlfriends. You did not bring your girlfriends to these shows. You did not have a girlfriend at the end of the show. I mean, there were things that you did not do. Yeah.
I was trying to think of that guy's name. Squee.
And these guys are just so, I can see him as one of those frat guys, and I'm like, oh yeah, blackout drunk, like 6 nights out of 7.
Whipping his dick out.
Walking around with his dick out probably at the party. Hitting on everybody's girlfriend. Hitting on everybody. Everything everywhere. Yeah, exactly.
I saw that movie the other day. I just think I'm gonna buy.
What is that from?
It's from
Fargo.
Yeah, Fargo.
That's from Fargo.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because
gotcha.
the cop is pregnant and she
Leans over.
Oh, okay. Wow, that really sounds higher pitched than I would expect. Yeah.
Think I'm gonna barf.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I see it. But
why
yeah.
are her messages redacted?
Come out, wherever you
Retracted.
are.
Is she doing that herself?
Who? What?
Cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Redacted. I'm just seeing some emojis that she's putting out.
Retracted.
Retract it.
Oh, retracted. Okay.
Yeah.
They show up on the feed.
And then she takes them down.
No, they're on the show. See how they're on the show?
Oh.
I don't know. She made I don't know what it is. A bug.
A rolling pin, maybe.
No.
There's like cricket and something. I don't know.
Well, that was a cricket. Probably a cricket and a microphone. I don't know. That's what I was. That would work well when you're talking. So.
Negative.
And it's like, you remember how like last week during the third indictment, that it was a bunch of lawyers and 5 out of the 6 were indicted in Georgia, that were indicted in D.C. What, last week? Was it last week?
Giuliani has no cash left. He is dependent upon every fundraiser that he comes across. He wants to get cash before he leaves because
he needs it so bad.
He needs it.
He's been fucked over.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
I mean, he's been fucked over by Trump for sure. And Trump is now going, already he's going, I got bad advice from all my lawyers. They told me I could do this. They told me. Everybody said it was okay.
I have actually killed Harvey the Invisible Rabbit now. And now that Harvey is dead, I can say, well, you know something? My attorney is the one who told me to do it.
Yeah.
So you really need to go after him because really, I mean, that comes down to like, they put Manson in jail for telling people to do that. So like, he's Manson. You got to put him in jail. Not me. I just did the killing.
Yeah, you know who
He
didn't
told
fly
me
into
to
the
do
fucking
killing.
planes? Osama bin Laden.
Exactly.
Fly into the planes?
Or fine. What did I say?
Fly into the planes.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fly into the towers. I get all mad too.
Sherman's at Pearl Harbor. Yeah. Don't stop her. She's on a roll. What the hell is she talking about?
I get all mad
That's
too.
Die.
I'm like, yeah, you need to fly
That's
the plane.
Die. Let her
blah,
go.
Blah.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't fly fucking planes as Osama bin Laden, right? God damn it. Whatever. You know what I was talking about.
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no!
It's so funny. Like every show,
7 years of college.
I have a major fuck up. You know what I mean? Like that, right? Like,
But sometimes they work out great.
Yeah, like
I mean,
when I said erectionist instead of insurrectionist.
quid pro quo is my favorite one. Because that was perfect for the story. We were talking about Harlan Crow that day. And quid pro quo
It just came right out.
comes just popping on out. And when you said it, you even did that
like,
little double look at me like, did he catch that?
Did I say that? What did I just say?
And yes, he did. And yes, we talked about it.
Hey, Paul,
Yes,
you don't
I
have
think it's
to
funny.
be poor
Oh, yeah.
anymore. Jesus is here.
It just happens. I don't know. Major fuck up.
There you go.
How about
There you
no?
go.
You crazy Dutch bastard.
You know, don't pretend to be perfect. That, you know.
Just a flesh wound.
Oh, just a flesh wound.
No respect.
So John, Duff, and Kat, when are you going to come up to Michigan for a visit? And come on Thursday so we can do the show.
Stick it up your ass
live in
and
the
pull the
studio.
fucking trigger.
All
till
of
it
us
goes
together. It'd be
click.
so much fun.
Pick your poison.
It would be so much fun.
Do you suck dicks?
I told him to come up before the end of summer and we can hang out on the boat. And
TOPLESS.
not gonna do it.
TOPLESS.
Not gonna do it.
TOPLESS.
Not gonna do it.
Hello to my little friend.
All right.
Do you know what that's from? That's from a Howard Stern. There was like, they would do, you know, crank phone calls.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, I want you to take your shirt off. She's like, ah. And there's an old lady. She's like, I'm not going to do it.
Cat called me Fred Norris.
You are the Fred Norris of the HBL Radio Nation show.
Pretty bird. Yeah, can you say pretty bird?
You are Fred Norris of
Pretty bird.
HBL Radio Nation.
Yes, pretty bird.
And that makes you Howard and me Robin.
I'm Howard. I'm going to come up with something wild now. I just learned a new phrase, bukkake.
Vagina.
Let's call somebody. I want to tell them I want to bukkake you.
You remember in the movie they had like speakers, that chick that sat on the speaker had speakers like as big as these are right here.
Yeah,
like these fucking tall motherfuckers.
Yeah, Jesus.
From the 80s.
I just realized that you still had 80s. Yeah. Go ahead. Pull them up that far. Yeah. I think they still sold them in the 80s. Yeah,
They
but
still work.
You've
so
got these
like,
giant towers over here.
Yeah, they're huge. Remember, she's turned it on its side,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Ooh." It's probably one of my favorite parts of the whole movie. It was really funny.
It was a good movie, you know. It was really surprising.
Kat was on the Howard Stern show. What? Wait a minute. We have to hear all about this.
Oh, she probably called in just like we did.
Did she call in, or was she actually on the show at John Duff?
Did you date Beetlejuice? Huh? Me? That's what it was. Me?
Yeah. Tony called in one time, and he was talking about the cover song that Tool did of the Zeppelin song. No Quarter. I was like, and then Howard starts. Tony called in, and he's like, yeah, that's actually Tool. He's like, yeah, Tool they took it away and left a 15-minute hole in the Private Parts soundtrack because they were going to use that song.
Oh.
They didn't have the rights.
But they didn't have the rights, and Tool wouldn't let him do it. So, but Howard started singing. He's like, and Tony's got it somewhere. I don't know. He's got it somewhere.
It's in the depths.
It's in
You
the
do
depths.
not talk about Fight Club.
Oh my God. And I don't know if you know, but Stuttering John
She went in dancing when Third Eye Blind was on. We went to New York. Not naked.
Not naked.
Third Eye Blind.
Well, what's the point in telling us that
What's
then?
in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Not naked.
Not naked. You got to be putting that one in there. Of course not naked. You're wearing hats.
You were wearing hats.
Freud was right.
It's a nice wee fedora.
TOPLESS.
Not getting it.
You
We're just fucking around now, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Well, this weekend is the Woodward Dream Cruise.
Oh,
which
yeah.
we have up here. I'm a big fan of it myself.
Well, I am not. When you see the what do you call it? What a climate footprint. You know what I mean? You can see the exhaust.
Oh yeah, yeah.
In the fucking air.
Yeah.
In the air quality.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of gross.
It'll just mix with Canada.
And so it was cool back in the day when it was just Michigan, but now it's become this massive thing, and it's like the whole entire month of August. It doesn't even stop.
It shouldn't be multi-week. It should be a couple of days before, a couple of days after, maybe, but really the day of. That should be the main thing. The people that have been spreading it out throughout the week, the week before the week and the month, they're wrong. They shouldn't be doing that.
They have chairs out all month long, sitting there on the fucking side of Woodward. It's crazy.
Well, what we do is we go down to Birmingham, which we happen to be familiar with, and there's a large building there, the Triple Nickel building. Now that building, 555, has a wonderful shadow in the morning that casts across all the grass that's in front of it.
Right.
And right in front of what's now the Birmingham pub, the Triple Nickel was the name of the previous bar that was there, but now it's a 2-level pub there. There's a stoplight right there. Mm-hmm. And when you get there first thing in the morning, we're talking 7:30, 8 a.m., maybe 9. Depending on how much I drink the night before.
Computer says no.
You get there, and we walk in. We park at a super secret spot, which I'll tell you later, and then we walk our way in. And we just walk up, and everything is roped off, and there are all these chairs laid out for all these parties that people that live in the 555 building are going to be doing later that day. But at that hour in the morning, nobody's there. They're all empty chairs. Mm-hmm. And nobody's there to kick you out, so we just learned that you just show up and you just step over the rope, and you walk up and you just sit in their chairs until somebody kicks you out. Mm-hmm. And nobody has ever kicked us out. Like for 3 years, for a couple of years, we still brought our own chairs and set them up amongst the other chairs. And even then, nobody came up and said hey, you can't do that. You moved all this other shit out of the way. You can't do any of that. Yeah. Nothing. We never had a problem. Right. So we set up right there. And the cars have to stop right there at the stoplight.
Right. So you get to see
So you get a great shot. Yeah. You get a great view of all of them. Yeah, you do get a lot of exhaust. Mm. Me, I like a good day of smelling exhaust fumes all day. I really do. Because I raced for 13 years, and I love the smell.
It gives me a fucking instant headache,
I love it. I love it.
And I'm too scared to ride in Billy Gaffney's car again. There's no fucking way.
Why?
I'm getting in his car again.
Why? Because
he's a nut job.
Okay. Doesn't drive well.
He drives that car like it's.
Well, that was the first time.
Oh my God, I was terrified. Car was sideways. on Telegraph. Just like, it was fucking crazy. I don't know if I could do that again. I was like,
That was awesome. You got to try to save it for the track, really.
You know, I like to drive fast, but I'm not like, you know, I'm not meant for a racetrack. You know what I mean? I'm not.
Oh, I love the track, but I get it out on the track, you know.
Yeah.
But I go to the track, so that's the whole thing.
I'm not meant for that. I can't, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
To me, it's this whole symbiotic relationship that you have with the vehicle at that point, and when you're shifting and when you're going, it's really you're in it. You're all one.
Yeah.
I went sideways in my truck today.
Nice.
You did? Mm-hmm. Where? On the dirt road?
No, you know how people try and they're going southbound on Woodward at Square Lake Road.
Yes.
And they do the turnaround, and like people get caught in between the median, and then like a car is like halfway into the left lane of Woodward, and no cars can move.
Get through, yeah.
Yeah. I was in this. I was like, fuck this. I'm going into the lane next to it, waiting the light in the middle of the median.
Yeah.
You know, cars are going this way and this way, this way. I wait for the fucking light to turn yellow, and I see it turn yellow, and I see cars start to slow down. I fucking floored that bitch.
Yeah.
And it was like fucking.
little power slide out of her.
A little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
And
I found that I could take that.
Then I thought of this.
RICO.
I found that old telegraph on a telegraph turn.
Yeah.
I've been taking that faster and faster and faster when the green light is there.
Yeah.
You know, of course, and there are no law enforcement officials out there.
No.
Supposedly I do this, but this is just a show, so I'm saying this for a joke because it's funny. Yeah, so I've taken that up to, I think 48, 49 was the last that I just took it as a hard right. So I'm still getting up there, and I still got no slide. So it's still just...
It's like my mom's
grabs
car.
and goes.
My mom's car is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, you can take... It reminds me of my Honda, but my Honda's like really light.
Oh, yeah.
Front wheel drive.
Front wheel drive. Yeah. I don't know what my mom's car is.
Rear wheel.
Your mom's car is rear wheel. I'm dealing with an all wheel. And yeah.
It's insane. And
the
car is so heavy.
Yeah.
That it's like, it just sticks to the road.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's insane.
I mean, it's like, what, 5,000, 6,000 pounds or something?
4,000. Yeah.
It's
and
insane.
We're at that point where we have to talk about final words because we are at
What am I supposed to do? You won't answer my calls. You changed your number. I mean, I'm not going to be ignored.
Well, we will see you guys next week because, and Donald Trump will have surrendered.
Maybe.
Mama's all right.
I heard somewhere that it's going to take 12 hours for him to be processed at that jail.
Surrender. Don't give yourself away. Hey. Join us next week, right here on HBL Radio Nation, and tell your friends, family.
Yeah, we need more followers.
Tell
you guys.
people you don't even
Rico
like.
Suave.
Just tell complete strangers to show up and subscribe.
John Deaf, why don't you get on an after show with us?
John Deaf, hop on the
come on
after show. Come on, buddy.
Don't be scared.
We will. We're all like-minded.
I know. Jump
Thanks
on
for
with us.
joining
I
us.
want to hear more about the story.
Join us next week. I'm Brian P. Gallagher.
And I'm Diane Russell. Peace out, motherfuckers.
This has been HBL Radio Nation. Thank you.
Peace out.
Wow.
Ow.
Okay.
Ow.
Hold on.
We have a new sponsor. Apparently, there's a cartel that really likes pizza and our show.
Oh, it's not playing. All right.
It's not playing.
No. Only we can hear it.
Oh.
Unless I share it. Hold on.
Yeah, that would be good.
I gotta
yeah,
hear
we
about
might
this.
get a strike though.
I
Yeah,
want to hear more about the.
All right. Bye.
Howard remarked on how good she looked.
Bye.
John
Bye.
Duff said.
Bye.
I want to hear about that.
Rico. Suave.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, couldn't reach the other way to burn, so yeah. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, have a motor with a dual quad. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing to the top of spot, oh no.
Rico.
Oh no. I don't know what's always in my head. Don't ask me why. Your problems start to cry. Oh yeah.
Yes, we do drive Chryslers.
Sipping out of bitchin' cars, race the other way to Mars. Oh no.
Rico.
No, 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 no.
Rico.
Sipping out of bitchin' cars, they're gonna put me behind the bars. Oh no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, have a motor with a dual quad. I don't care what is always in my head. Don't ask me why. You should probably start to cry. No, no.
We are trailing a long-haired Caucasian in a 1970 Dodge Super B. We are in pursuit right now. He's getting away from us. We lost him. License plate registered to a William Guard Gaffney. Hey, isn't that guitar guy? One time I heard him play Believer by Ozzy. It was sweet.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing to the top of spots. Oh no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, gonna race you all the way to Mars. Oh no, no. Yeah, everyone is stepping out of bitchin' cars, and motor into a quad. I don't care, cause she's always in my head. Don't ask me why, she will start to cry.